Welcome to the Top Shelf Grumbling Podcast with Dan the Don Walls. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors. Lawn Hub for all your lawn care needs. Price Cutter, the best meat in town, Hales State. Russell Motors, go see Austin. He's got what you need. Butcher Block Restaurant, voted Best Biscuit and Best Breakfast 2025. Available wherever you get your podcasts, coming to you from the Wilder Fitness Studio. Presenting a Where You Media production, this is Top Shelf Grumbling. All right, folks, thank y'all for joining us here with the weekend recap. And boy, what a weekend it has been.
Yeah, what a day it's been.
What a day it's been.
Morning.
What a last 45 minutes it's been. We're gonna do what a lot of folks are not doing. We're gonna go ahead and bury that lead. We're going to start off and talk about
talk a little football.
Football, yeah. You know, the game that's played between those lines every day on Saturday. We're gonna go take a look at that stuff.
We spend a lot of time talking about. You know, we wait all year for the season to get here, and we spend a lot of time, a lot of different places. Spend a lot of time talking about who's going to be the coach where next year.
Absolutely.
The next year, you know,
when 25% of your conference has decided they're going to move on from their coach. That it's dominated the headlines, but you know, in an age of hey, we don't know what's going on. We'll just throw that out there. Nobody knows what's going on. Anyway, we'll get to some Don's grumblings from the weekend and some rumblings, more rumblings than grumblings. It was a great weekend of football.
It was a great weekend of
football.
Upsets.
There was some good football played. It was a great Saturday afternoon with a few interruptions.
With a few interruptions, yes, I was. What do we call it? Violation of team rules.
Dan Ray, the Don had a violation of team rules in the Grove and was escorted to the
off the grounds
and made the wise decision to
stay off the grounds.
To stay off the grounds. Anyway, we just a minor transgression, but
yes.
enjoyed a great evening on Saturday and watched a lot of good football. So, you want to start with Alabama? I mean, that's kind of the most shocking thing, I guess. It wasn't shocking, but.
I've been saying Alabama after they almost let South Carolina beat it, which I mean, of course, A&M almost let South Carolina beat them too, but Alabama's lost to Florida State. They almost should have lost to South Carolina.
Yeah, should have lost.
And they just hadn't been playing that good the past couple of weeks. I mean, you could just tell something was kind of off. I'm really not surprised. I picked Alabama. That's the only game I lost this week in the pick'em was Bama, but I'm not surprised.
I picked Boomer Center.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, Sir Producer.
That's right.
Sir Producer didn't sit in on the college segment very often, but
when he does, you better take note. Yeah.
He's been picking some good ones. But no, that was a great game. I mean, Ole Miss went on the road and beat that Oklahoma team.
That win's looking better and better.
That win is looking better and better and better. But like I said, Alabama has not been they hadn't been humming along. Their running game, their run defense is not great. Ty Simpson has come back down from the stratosphere. It's just it doesn't look like a Nick Saban coach team, to be honest with you.
They're soft. I heard that people throwing that word around. I really don't know that. But.
Yeah, I saw somebody where Caden Proctor got offensive lineman of the week or something a week ago, and they were like, "That's not true." He's getting pushed around a little bit, but no, that was a crazy game, and put a wrinkle in the whole thing. There's a chance for the Rebels to go to Atlanta. Texas A&M. Texas A&M was an interesting game this weekend too. South Carolina decided to let Shane Beavers celebrate the entire win at halftime.
What the hell? I swear when I first saw that, I thought that was fake. I was like, no way he really did that at halftime.
I'm sorry, but
get out. It's fine. I'm firing that son of a bitch on the spot after that. The celebrate losing that game is one thing, but you celebrate like that at halftime with the fans
and y'all know I love David Cutcliffe, but David Cutcliffe the hell out of that second half. He said, I'm going to play prevent defense with 17 minutes left. With 7 minutes left in the third quarter. He's playing prevent defense.
Wasn't even trying
to score. He said, man, we ain't scored 30 points in a long time. Let's ride this. But that was
pitiful. And like I said, you could just feel it. I didn't get to watch the end of that. That was during the time my whole escapade in the Grove was going on. So.
Grove-capade.
I'll have to take your word. Grove-gate,
Yeah, Grove-gate. Well,
Don-gate.
It was good. A&M.
No harm done.
Marcel Reed, tale of two halves. He looked like he didn't know what college football was in the first half. He threw 3 picks and could have thrown a couple more, I believe. He was absolutely.
It was bad.
It was absolutely insane. But then came back and led them back to a bunch of scoring drives and got them back and keeping them in the college football playoff talk for sure. Way on up there.
Big win by Ole Miss too. I mean, kind of a tale of two halves there. They didn't score a point the second half. Pete Golden's he can make some second half adjustments. That's always people always say that's the sign of a good coach is second half adjustments. But
second half adjustments, and we gave up some big plays. We've been holding everything in front of us a lot this year, but we gave up. The two times they scored, a long deep throw and another long deep throw. There was 14 points were two giant scores, which we don't give up a lot of those. But we made up for it in the second half. You're right. Pete Golden just he's a wizard, and he can do it in the second half. But I called it last Thursday, and I said it'll be a game for 3 quarters, and then we'll pull away. But
and Lane was mad at halftime, dropped the F-bomb.
He did.
Sorry, Caleb said sorry about that, folks.
Sorry about that, folks. I think that was on the radio broadcast. Though.
It was on the radio. It was on the radio broadcast.
He thought there's only probably 850, 1,000 people listening to this. So
I don't know what the hell.
There's no way it can get out. He didn't see the lights of the camera, so he didn't go into lane mode.
Yeah, big win, 10-1. I'm almost certain too that locked us up in the playoff. Even if we lose the state. 10-2, we're going to I think we're still in the playoffs. I mean,
yeah.
Just look at the top 12. We need Vandy. We need Tennessee to beat Vandy, and if Tennessee beats Vandy, then there's almost no way that we're left out at 10-2.
Yeah.
Texas losing was big for us too because
Which
you still got some people. I saw Feinbaum kind of pushing for a 9-3
9-3 Texas team. I'm sorry, but
no.
And they've lost. The teams that they've lost to are not. I mean,
yes, they did lose to Ohio State, but at the same point, and Mississippi State had them beat. And State's been playing terribly these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, their 9 wins have not looked good enough for them to be they just missed out on 3, hard fought single score games or something like that.
They just got undressed like a son of a bitch against Georgia.
Absolutely, Georgia beat the ever living piss out of them.
We didn't watch much of that game, but it was close. It was close going in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they 3 touchdowns and none. So.
Yeah, well, it was just a 2-score game with the Rebels after going 4 quarters with them.
Somebody was saying the other day, I can't remember what it was, that 90% of these games in the SEC this year have been a 1-score game or less.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What do you want to segue into your?
I got a couple. Hold on, I got a couple more things. The ACC sucks.
Okay.
They're probably not going to get a team in the playoff unless Georgia Tech somehow gets in. And Georgia Tech got lucky as hell. They should have lost Saturday.
They were lucky.
They come down the last play of the game. Oh yeah, that's pretty much my top 12. I'm gonna go with my top 12 here.
Yeah, give us the pre Tuesday drop on the.
This is a little shake up by me. I had A&M number 1 last week.
Is this yours or what you think the committee is?
Kind of a little bit of both.
That was my question.
Kind of a little bit of both. This is mine, but it's more mine than anything. But I think this is going to be the committee's not going to have this. I don't think. I know they're not. I don't know. See, the committee does this. People like during the middle of the last 3 or 4 weeks when the rankings start coming out, they'll have a 1 or 2 weeks. They kind of shake them up a little bit to get everybody kind of talking about it. Mm-hmm. Number 1 is Ohio State. I just couldn't put A&M back number 1 after they almost lost like that.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
Ohio State won, Indiana 2.
Indiana had a fight, though. Indiana fought with Wisconsin. What a fight with Wisconsin.
They pulled away at the end.
But, like I said, I haven't seen a team, and I think I messaged everybody that and said I ain't seen a team that, and this back to Rebels, but that they couldn't beat on the entire slate. Every single team this year has gotten exposed at some other time. But, all right, Indiana 2,
A&M fell from 1 to 3, Georgia 4, Ole Miss 5. Both of those moved up with Bama losing.
I think the committee doesn't give us 5.
No, the committee's probably going to give us 6. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma 7. That was like I said, big win. That's a big jump from them.
Who was 6?
Texas Tech.
Okay.
Because I'm obviously I didn't have that big of a problem with Texas Tech jumping up because I've been more high on them than most folks. I think they're really good.
They are.
Oklahoma 7, Notre Dame 8, Oregon 9, and Oregon's got a big game this week with USC. The winner of that game is going to the playoff. The loser of it's not. Which I think USC. I mean, Oregon's about 10-point favorite, but then Bama 10, Vandy 11.
What do you? Hold on. Let's stop and talk about Bama real quick. Do you think there's a chance that the Iron Bowl is at least interesting?
Absolutely.
That could knock them completely out of the playoffs.
Good.
That's some pressure that DeBoer has. He's been under some pressure.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a lot of pressure on them. They're going to play tighter than hell.
DJ Durkin is going to be in his bag. I'm here for that. All right. After Alabama, who you got after 10? I'm sorry, I had to stop and had to interject there.
Vandy 11 and Georgia. I got Georgia Tech a lot higher than they're like 15th in the real poll.
Yeah.
But they're a one-loss team. I got them at 12. I got them over BYU. Vandy, Georgia Tech, 11 and 12.
Vandy and Georgia Tech, 11 and 12. Who would Georgia Tech, if we're going to put Georgia Tech in, you said not a lot of folks are going to put Georgia Tech in. Who would they put in that spot?
BYU. I got it pulled up right here, I'm pretty sure.
The Don Texas notes.
They have Miami.
BYU?
They have Miami ranked ahead of them, Utah 13, and BYU ranked ahead of them.
Yeah.
And now look, Utah, they got those kind of 2 losses early on. They've been playing like hell here lately.
They have. Well, do we want to finally get to the granddaddy out of them all?
The granddaddy of them all?
Lane Kiffin was family went to Gainesville on Sunday. I guess to scope out places.
That never was confirmed.
We didn't confirm the Gainesville one. Didn't confirm.
Well, see, somebody said that he was his his wife has family like close to there. So even if that's true, they wouldn't really need to go scout that either.
We don't know if the mother is true there, but we do know that his family was
for sure was in Baton Rouge. Yeah,
for sure was in Baton Rouge. And we don't know if Lane Kiffin actually was in Baton Rouge. We have some people saying that he
was in Baton Rouge. Some saying he wasn't in Baton Rouge.
We were saying some people were saying he was at the Velvet Ditch, having dinner. So I don't know. There's all kind of conflicting reports about who was actually in Baton Rouge, and who was doing what. But the bottom line is that Ole Miss is at 10-1. As they have never been in this position in the entire football program, in the history of the entire thing. We're overshadowed right now by a coach who has been like this. We knew this in 2019 and 2020, right before we hired this person, that this was going to be an image rebuilding job. We thought it was going to be at least, we said it maybe 3 years, and then he'll go for a profile job. Hold
on, so we have a caller coming here on the line.
Oh man, well we better hurry up because I got something to say. Who we got here, caller?
Who do we have here on the show? Hello? Millie Ray, is this you?
Hey.
Is Kiffin leaving or staying?
Millie Ray, tell us.
What?
Is Kiffin leaving or is Kiffin staying?
He's staying. He's staying. It's like hotty toddy.
That's a little bit of coaching there, Mom.
Hotty toddy, there you go. Thanks for the call, Millie Ray.
Thanks for the call, Millie Ray.
Oh, man, there you have it. Millie Ray's usually right now. I'm going to tell you, she could pick some gambling winners. And
Millie Ray soothsayers. But back to my point, we're at 10-1. We're a shoe-in for the college football playoff, barring just a complete and utter meltdown, on Friday, a week and a half from now, basically. I just don't see it happening. 11 o'clock game. They don't have the depth. I don't care if we win by 2 points. I don't care if we beat them by a field goal at the end.
Well, the last 2
If we
years
win,
it was a
doesn't
10-point game.
10-point game. But it's 11 o'clock game in the middle of the day.
On a Black Friday.
On Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving. It's going to be hard for some people to get there. The atmosphere probably is not going to be just, crazy. If it is, that's great. I'm here for it. I just don't think it'll be enough. But here, that's the bottom line.
They're down, too. They're fans. Like, I'm friends with a lot of State fans, of course, and their fans are just – they've about had enough. The honeymoon's over with Levy for sure. I didn't watch much of that game. It was on the same time as ours. They said that he was just – he was bad. That's all you can say.
I'll have to say, though, every time I've watched him kind of melt down, I've never thought, man, that was a bad coaching decision that caused that. It was a misfortune or a bad execution or a player, which it can lead to a bad eval on a player, or we brought the wrong guy in, or that could be on the coaching staff. You can say that. But in-game decisions, Levy's a great coach. He's a great in-game coach. It just might come down to personnel and who you can get to come to Starkville, and that might be a hampering thing. But back to our main
main thing point. Yes,
I mean things are happening in the next in the last 45 minutes to an hour that are.
This is very fluid. It
is unbelievably fluid. And if people say they know something, they don't. They're looking for people to click on something. They're looking for somebody to like something.
Nobody knows anything.
Nobody really knows anything. And and I joked around. I said this could be the crescendo of Lane Kiffin's ultimate troll before he rides off in the sunset for the Rebels. I mean, nobody knows what is going on. He's in LSU, or he's talking to LSU. He's talking to Florida. And this is a Jimmy Sexton show. Let's just be honest.
Absolutely.
This is a line in the pockets of Jimmy Sexton show. He's creating all this buzz. There's all these things going on, and all it's doing is driving the price up. Once again, we knew what this was. We hired a guy who was doing an image remake. He lost 50 pounds. He stopped drinking.
Stopped doing other things.
He got back with his divorced, estranged wife. We fixed Lane Kiffin. We are a national treasure in the world right now. We took Lane Kiffin, who was an overweight FAU coach who was loved ball, but was just kind of on a spread out path. Got fired by Nick Saban, his hero, and we put him back on the straight and narrow. I don't know what is a more attractive job in the country right now than Ole Miss. If he does leave, we have taken advantage of this situation.
We have a top 7 NIL. The top of our assistant, his D coordinator is currently the highest paid in the SEC.
People think that if Lane Kiffin leaves, people think that we're completely tied to Lane Kiffin. That if Lane Kiffin leaves, all the money dries up, which is not true.
Not true at all.
Not true at all. If anything, he goes to Florida or LSU. If he goes to LSU, he is going to be one of our 3 games every year that we play this guy out again. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Like, you think that the fan base is going to be fired up to try to find somebody who's going to want to come whoop that dude's ass?
Absolutely.
And if Florida, I don't care what he does at Florida. If he goes to Florida, I really do think, if he goes to LSU, I think he wins. If he goes to Florida, I think something happens. I think there's just some bad juju with the Gators right now that I don't know.
Even I said this, look, dude, LSU is just one of those jobs. You gotta. I mean, I'm not gonna be that. I'd be way more mad if he left and went to Florida. I just don't think Florida's all that. Look, LSU's easy to win at. Ed O won at LSU.
I kind of understand the LSU thing.
Les Miles won at LSU.
When it comes down to it, if he sticks around at Ole Miss, that's fine. If he does, then it can't be. This has to be the last time this happens. Because it can't be just a courting thing every single season, and you're always leveraging, you're always doing that. The Ole Miss fan base will get tired of it. Keith Carter will get tired of it, because the donors will get tired of it. I mean, money.
We're about to make him money's not an option in any of this. Yeah. What I'm telling we're going to give him we're going to meet the NIL he wants. We're going to make him the highest paid coach in the country. The assistant salary pool's there. Money's no option.
No, and. Like I said, it's all speculation at this point.
The national talking heads, they want to always act like Ole Miss. We're not paying him any money or this, that. No, they don't realize that we are.
Well, and that's fine, all fine and dandy. And what I have heard from some reputable sources and a lot of media members is that hey, he's not handling it right by kind of trolling Ole Miss's fan base when he's here. Now, if you want to troll other fan bases and you want to do this and do that, that's fine. But while your family is in, we know that your family is in Baton Rouge right now, scoping the place out, and you're still like sending out like we love the Grove and heart messages and
Utopia,
Utopia. You're retweeting this. It's it's like it's like somebody I saw a meme today where it's like somebody was like rubbing on two people's backs at the same time, like they were at the club. Somebody. I was like, that's exactly what he's doing. He's like, oh yeah, like everybody, they both know, but it's too weird to do anything about. But anyway, long story short is nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything. Not even. I don't think Kiffin even knows. He don't know what he wants to do at this point.
No.
Look, if he was for sure he was leaving. We wouldn't be like getting to ultimatum. We're like, all right, he's gone. Who's next?
Well, and you know what? In this day and age as well, too, I think that in this day and age, the players are also they don't really care either. I think there's probably some.
No, they don't. Look, there's probably some, but like now. Well, I got that wrote down in the notes too. Like the way the portal is, they could just leave too. I mean, if it's that big of a deal,
they're not that locked in. They're not
they're not here for 4 years.
It used to be a death sentence for these freshmen that came in, and then this coach left them in the dark. Oh, then they got to sit out a year, and if they want to transfer, they got to sit out a year. They go down a level to go play something. It's not like that anymore. So I think the players are more locked into the game, which is good. And they also got a great group outside of Lane Kiffin. Man, they got Joe Judge, they got Pete Golding, they got Randall Joyner, they got who's the quarterback guy they got in there too, Fisher Ray.
I forgot about him.
I mean, they've got all these other guys that are holding.
So that's what they're saying. They're saying 90% of the staff is telling them they want to stay.
That was what I was just about to say. That they came out in a report said that the staff told them that they did not want to leave. I don't know if they did like.
Let me rephrase that.
They
said they want to go to Gainesville.
Didn't want to go to Gainesville. Yeah.
So that
may be different. Yeah.
I don't think it is though. I don't think not for the most of them. I don't think Golden or Weiss is wanting to leave.
I'll make a point where you said something earlier about LSU. It's easier to win there, and it is, and it might be easier to win there. And I used the words flash in the pan. Ed Ogeron won national championship, fired. Les Miles won a national championship, fired.
Ed O was also trying to screw every Brewster's or wife in town and pull them over at the gas station and shit too.
Nick Saban won a national championship and left you guys. Left LSU.
He was on the hot seat there at one point in time too.
I'm telling you, when you say it's an easier job, is it an easier job when you have more resources and you have more expectations? And I said this, onto interwebs. Lane Kiffin went 9-3 with a top 5 roster last year and had zero to do with any resources he needed or players he needed or any of that.
Right.
He got cute. So if he gets cute,
I don't think
he
got
Florida,
cute. I don't think he got cute. I think his team couldn't run the ball, and that was pretty much the end of that.
Well, he got cute with handling not having a running back. Is the first thing. I'm sorry, but if you went into the season and you're supposed to be this genius of coach and you didn't have a running back, where you had a running back that was gambling on games or messing around with the coach's wife or whatever it was.
Allegedly. That was just rumors,
He wasn't driving the Bentley, we'll just say that.
Something was up with that because, he had a good preseason too in the NFL, and everybody thought he was going to make the team. And he got like one of the first people cut. Something was going on there with Bentley. I don't really know what it is.
Fishy.
Like I said, look, sure to get off the pot at this point. Like, we can't wait around this day and age the way the portal's going to open up. You got to worry about keeping your players there too that's already on the team. Like, I mean, so if he does leave, you got any couple? I've got a few candidates I jotted down. Supposedly Sumrall wants the job.
The Don's board.
That's why he hadn't already.
Gotten Auburn.
Gotten Auburn because he's waiting to see what happens at Ole Miss. And look,
what are his official ties? I'm not a John Sumrall complete knower.
He was
I remember him being there.
He was linebackers coach. I guess it was Freeze or Matt Luke. He's from Kentucky and he left and went to Kentucky. I can't remember to be D coordinator or something. He was at Troy.
Mm-hmm.
And they almost beat us over here. It's Lane's second or third year, and they almost beat us with that.
Don't got to remind me about that.
Oh, man, it was hot that day. I remember that game. But then, Tulane. No, he wasn't a coach at Tulane yet. And they almost, but he was this year. I don't think he was a coach there 2 years ago. I think that was still Willie Fritz.
It was.
He may have been on staff, but he's won 2 different places. And somebody brought today Billy Napier. To me, he's different than Billy. First of all, Summerall's a defensive guy. Number 2, he's already done it 2 different places. I'm gonna trust Keith Carter. He's not let us down. I'm gonna trust him. Let this play out.
Boy, you said a mouthful right there.
I mean, like I said, we're gonna be fine either way with the NIL. The money we're spending. I want Lane to stay. He's the best coach we've had since John Vaught. No, he's not even close. But
at the same time, you don't want to completely just tarnish this 6 years you just spent at this university repairing your image.
Yeah.
And then you leave in the night.
Like I said, we don't really know what's really going on behind the scenes.
And that's the biggest thing. Yeah, like I completely
y'all
can't
be
stress
sitting back
this
laughing
point.
at us right now.
Yes, he's like I said, this could be the crescendo of the biggest troll job he's ever done, which is I'm going to go down and visit Gainesville. I'm going to be like a 5-star, wide receiver. I'm gonna go take all my visits, and then I'm gonna have a hat ceremony, and I'm gonna throw it out, and I'm gonna shun some people that are doing it. And it could be Florida, it could be LSU, and it could be Ole Miss. We just don't know. I think
I have a few hot boards. This is not. I got one guy here. If you want to kind of keep that national brand going, John Gruden, kind of him be a figurehead and hire a couple of good coordinators and let him sit on the sideline and raise hell, and I'd be fine with that.
I like that. I just don't think that John Gruden.
He's wanting to get back into coaching, is what I've heard, but who knows.
I've heard him publicly say that he didn't really want to, so maybe he does behind the scenes. But I think he's got a lot. He's with Barstool now, making a lot of money with Barstool.
Like an idiot with them, he ain't got to worry about anything.
I'm telling you that. The good life has shown up on his doorstep, and he said, "I'm gonna go back and grind and worry about a fan base and all that stuff." I don't see that, so that's
boosters. But he ain't got to really worry about the boosters at Ole Miss. We have some big money guys. We're pretty hands off compared to other places.
They'd kiss John Gruden's rings, but he doesn't even want to do that anymore. He just wants to hang out and have a good time, I think, and do quarterback classes and rip apart.
We got like I said, I already said Summerall. Kind of talks about him. I wrote down Kenny Dillingham. That's the odds-on favorite to get the LSU job is him. As of like a couple hours ago, but you can't really go by those odds. We've already talked about that. He's a young coach. I just don't know. I'm not sold on. I just kind of got him down because he'll be a candidate.
Yeah. Personally,
I'd rather have Gruden, Summerall, or these other two. Pete Golden, of course. His name's got to be on the list.
Yeah,
he's a great recruiter. He would just coach the defense and hire a good coordinator, offensive coordinator. I think he could work out. Or Joe Judge. He's got a lot of experience. He's a quarterback whisperer.
So if Joe Judge steps in and becomes the coach of Ole Miss, and he retains Pete Golding. And Charlie Weiss Jr., whatever, he'd probably go to Florida with Kiffin if I had to guess. But
I don't know about that.
Maybe not. I don't know. Like you said,
Florida tried to.
I say Florida. Maybe LSU.
Supposedly they said Florida tried to hire him last year to be their O coordinator. He turned them down.
Well,
I saw that somewhere the other day.
That may be a Kiffin loyalty thing, but
it may be.
And what else you got for us on the weekend recap?
Like I said, Joe Judge, if I had to rank him right now, I'd probably put Gruden 1. This is the Don's top 5.
The Don's top 5 hot board.
Summerall 2A, Judge 2B, Pete 3rd, and then Dillingham. I'd rather have. I know Dillingham's got more head coaching experience, but I just think Pete Golden is an up and comer too, and Joe Judge knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah. I think it'd either be one of those two. If everything goes down.
What if you made Pete head coach and just let Joe Judge be the offensive coordinator?
That's perfectly fine. I think that'd be great as well too. But we might see it happen in the next 14 days. We have no idea. So
hold on. This is going to get resolved. I believe in the next
week.
This is going to be resolved in the next couple of days. I think.
Really?
I think it's going to have to be, man.
It's going
to have to be.
With that in mind, the expediency of that, I think that if that happens, it's definitely LSU.
See, I disagree.
You think it's Florida?
I think it's us if it happens in the next couple of days.
Really?
Yeah.
I think expediency means
because if he says no, then he's just going. I think it's us in the next couple of days.
I asked a question to our group message. Do you think Lane Kiffin is going to sit on his couch as the new head coach of either Florida or LSU and watch Ole Miss go make a run at a playoff?
It'd kill him. It'd kill anybody.
It would absolutely destroy any person that has any kind of modicum of a head coach. You just went through and we're a 10-1 team, and you're going to sit on the couch
and watch it up.
They ain't going to let you coach those games. Here's the thing: there's zero precedent for a coach going from one SEC team to another SEC team in the middle of the season or right after the season with a playoff berth or a CFP or BCS or
different if we were 7-3.
If we were 7-3, if we were 8-4, if we were 9-3 right now, and could get
exactly
get to. I mean, if we were if we were 8-3 or whatever it would be, but I just don't see
still easily get a first round bye if the chips fell right. Like we could still be a top 4 seed easily.
Absolutely. That's my biggest thing is I just don't.
Kind of touching back
that.
On this right quick about you said in the next couple of days would it be us or them? See, I think that really don't matter either way. I still think he's trying to decide. And if he makes a decision, it might be us, it might be them. Actually, now the more I think about it. But
you think it's between LSU and Ole Miss?
That's what I think at this point in time. I think Florida was just a pawn this whole time, this whole game.
We talked about this, but this is a Jimmy game. This is a Sexton game. Y'all know this.
We're all his puppets.
We knew what this was. We knew what this was. All right, we got anything else for the Monday night?
That's about all I got.
It could be any time. It's definitely Monday night. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for listening tonight. It's crazy times. We're going to have a big show on Thursday for sure.
Absolutely. We might know something by
We might know something by Thursday. Who knows? So we'll try to get this for you guys out tomorrow morning and so you can take a look. But y'all stick with us and like, subscribe. Like and subscribe, rate and review on Apple and Spotify. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
This has been a Where You Media production. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment. What's your sentiment?